The other big news this morning, a friend of slain ANC Youth League General Secretary Sindiso Magaqa and fellow whistleblower in the KwaZulu-Natal political killings is fighting for his life today at an undisclosed hospital. Thabiso Zulu was shot by an unknown gunman while walking in Copesville outside Pietermaritzburg last night. Now, Zulu previously testified before the Morani Commission, which investigated political killings in KZN. He's been outspoken about the killing of his friend Magaqa, who was shot in 2017 and later died in hospital. Now, Zulu has been complaining about not being provided with state protection for some time.
Up until today, we have not been provided with security. No one, even in senior leadership, is even willing just to make a call and check on our health. How are we doing? How are we surviving? And check on our safety. It's a matter of waiting for us to die. Then when we die, they will come and make funeral rallies where they will go and campaign and promise our families that we are not going to starve. They are going to investigate this, that, and that. This is a serious indictment on our own organization, where people have been claiming that these killings were that force plot. And we've been maintaining all along that these killings are nothing else but a work of political gangsters within our own organization.
Strong words there. He's now in hospital. Let's hope he makes a speedy recovery. Let's get the very latest now from KZN Police spokesperson Brigadier J. Naika. Good morning to you, Brigadier. Could you please give us an update on Zulu's condition? How is he doing in hospital?
Sally, actually we were told that the victim was treated and discharged. We actually received a report from the hospital to tell us that they had received a gunshot wound victim. He was shot in his arm and he was treated and discharged. So by the time detectives from Mountain Drive got to the hospital, he had been discharged from hospital. We are still trying to locate him. His phone is off currently and we need to take a statement from him.
Well, that's certainly good news that his injury doesn't seem too serious if he was treated and discharged and had a bullet to the arm. But it does raise some very serious concerns, because this is a man who's been saying for some time that he fears for his life. Could you tell us what you know about what happened last night and whether you suspect a possible assassination attempt?
Well, at this stage it's too early to tell. Detectives at Mountain Drive have opened a docket for investigation, which is an attempted murder docket. From what we could gather, the victim and his friends were walking along Thokoza Road in Copesville when they were attacked by unknown gunmen. The victim sustained a gunshot wound to his arm, and he was taken to hospital by his friends, and he was treated and discharged. So we'll hopefully we'll be able to get hold of him today so that we can take a statement from him.
So just to confirm, you say an attempted murder docket has been opened?
That's correct. It's an attempted murder docket that's being investigated by detectives at the Mountain Drive police station.
Brigadier, I just have to ask how this happens. This is a man who has said on a number of occasions, quite publicly, that he's terrified for his life. This is a man who bravely spoke out at the Morani Commission, who's been vocal about corruption and killings in the province, political killings. Why was he not protected when he asked for protection?
Well, at this stage I cannot comment. I think you will have to speak to the Commission in terms of what request was put to them for his protection. I've checked with the detectives, and he's currently not a witness in any of our cases.
He's not a witness, but he is a man who has spoken out about political killings, who was at the Morani Commission, and who is very clear that he felt unsafe. If we're trying to encourage people to come forward and speak up about corruption, about political killings, surely this is something that every level of the police, right down to yourself, should be seized with and should be concerned about.
Like I said, I cannot comment on the work of the Commission and his involvement with the Commission. He is currently not involved in any of the investigations that we are busy with. But like any other citizen, you can apply to the police for protection. A threat assessment will be done. And obviously, depending on the outcome of the threat assessment, you will either be provided with protection or not.
Would it not be the police's responsibility to provide that protection, whether you appear at a commission or whether you are a witness in a murder trial?
As I indicated, Sally, that every citizen can request protection, and a threat assessment will be done. And based on that threat assessment, protection will be provided possible. So I cannot. I'm not familiar with his application, whether it was done in the first place, and what was the outcome of that.
So even though he said quite publicly a number of times that he fears for his life, even though he appeared at the Morani Commission as the KwaZulu-Natal police spokesperson, Brigadier, you're saying you're not aware whether he actually did request help when we have him on record saying he'd like a bodyguard?
As I indicated, I'm not in a position to comment whether his work. He's not involved in any of our investigation.
KwaZulu-Natal Police spokesperson Brigadier J. Naika. Well, the good news, at least, is that Thabiso Zulu sustained a gunshot wound to his arm last night. He was treated at hospital and discharged, the police confirming that an attempted murder docket has been opened.